Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the Veterans Community Hour on JHM Radio. I'm your host, CliffyCliff. Thank you all for tuning in. It's Friday, March 8th, 2019, and it's a beautiful day. Thank you all for supporting the show. Now, I said that this is JHM Radio, and this is my last time you'll hear me say that. Starting next week, we are going to be under our new brand, which is Radio Indie. So make sure that you continue to support the Veterans Community Hour and Radio Indie. All right. I would like to start off the show by doing what I always do, and that's acknowledging my sponsors and thanking them for their support of the Veterans Community Hour here on JHM Radio. FireteamWhiskey.com. Hey, Captain Lincoln, how you doing? Is a great resource full of information regarding your health and fitness. Check out FireteamWhiskey.com, and you can see all of the great products that they have and the fitness routines, as well as some nutritional information to help you in your fitness journey. Get yourself together, feeling good, fit, and healthy. Thank you so much, Captain Lincoln. Also, I'd like to shout out the Chop Shop Indie, who offer veterans discount haircuts on Tuesdays. They're located at 3917 East 10th Street, right there on the east side of Indianapolis. So if you are interested in getting your hair together and you're a veteran, check them out on Tuesdays to show a form of veteran's ID, and Tay Dog will get you together. All right. We have a great show today, as we do each Friday between 2 and 3 on JHM Radio. We are continuing our series in financial literacy. We've done a show on insurance and how insurance can be used to transfer generational wealth. Last week we did a show on mortgages. Veterans have that loan guarantee mortgage benefit. We learned a lot about that. And this week we have Mr. Mark Courtney, entrepreneur and business owner with My Econ. Thank you for coming in, Mr. Courtney.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. So we're going to continue this financial learning and tools with Mr. Courtney. His business is My Econ, and they have business models that are useful in financial education, and we're going to learn a lot about some of the tools that we can use to give us financial education and empowerment for our families, for us and our families. So stay tuned for a good show and interesting conversation. First of all, Mr. Courtney, I'd like to start off by you sharing a little bit about yourself with the audience and how you became interested in empowering people with financial literacy and education.
Well, thank you. I'm married. I have a beautiful wife named Legina. I have 2 sons, and I was interested in finances pretty much all my life. Mm-hmm. At a young at a young age, I was always trying to figure out how to make my money work for me and last for me. So those are some of the things that I did. But I went to Arsenal Technical High School for 2 years, and then I went to Christmas Attucks for 2 more years, which I graduated. And then I was always interested in real estate, so I got into real estate, also learning more about finances.
Okay. All right. And like I said, last week we had a show on mortgages, and we have I just got an interesting chat from somebody. So we have learned a lot about the mortgage process and how veterans can use that benefit to have the goal of reach that goal of home ownership, which is part of the American dream. And real estate is one of those resources that veterans can use to, gain financial ground and pass something along to their errors and things like that. So we definitely learned a lot about real estate. Now, in your position at MyEcon, what is your primary responsibility?
Well, what we do is we educate people on how the financial empowerment and financial education works. What we do is we teach the 2, 4, and 3, which is there's 2 objectives that we teach, and that is you have to have enough cash flow to support your lifestyle during your working years and your retirement years. And your 2 objectives are your current life, which you need to have income to take care of, and simultaneously you need to invest while you're doing so during your working years. And this is one of the concepts that we have. Now, there are 4 challenges that people have to look at when they're trying to achieve these things. And those 4 challenges are taxes, debt, and we have their
generating business income.
Yes, generating business income. Excuse me, and also we have where you have to keep track of what your debt is. So these are some of the things that we share, and our solutions are. We teach people that you need more cash flow and better financial strategies. And the strategies that we teach come from income shifting, concept of income shifting.
Now, you say the income shifting concept. A lot of people don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean.
Right.
So that's why I like doing this show, because I get to share information and resources with people so that they can learn stuff like this.
Exactly.
So teach us about this income shifting concept.
Okay. Well, the income shifting concept is where we show you how to eliminate your taxes through. We have 5 cash flow strategies and 5 cash flow streams will teach you how to eliminate your taxes through correcting your tax withholdings, and we also teach you how to eliminate your debt through our eliminating software that we have, debt elimination software. We also have credit restoration, which we have a program will teach you how to repair your credit, build your credit, and maintain your credit.
Okay.
And we also have investment education. So we teach terminologies of financial education along with your investing. So those are some of the things that the income shifting membership has within our organization.
Okay, and if it's a membership, that means that you have to pay a monthly fee for that or a yearly fee?
Yes. Well, there is a one-time fee of $49.95.
Okay.
And a monthly fee to take care of your website, because you have a personal website which also has products and services that are being taken care of within the website. So that's a $34.95 a month fee for that as well.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand this. If I come to MyEcon to get my finances together, I would get my own website?
Yes. Yes, you get your own website, but not only that, you get training, because we offer training within the website with training videos, with tutorials, and with conference calls and webinars. So this is a constant, ongoing educational opportunity for a person.
Outstanding. That is a brand new concept.
Yeah, it's not just a one time, but it's constant, because our finances are constant, and we have to continue to learn how our finances are going to work for us or against us.
That's outstanding. You know, we've heard of financial literacy programs before, where you may have to go to meetings and you watch a video, but what your company is doing is giving you a website to educate you. So when you click on the website, there's your video. When you click on the website, there are some financial tools and resources that are there for you
to meet you and your personal need.
To meet you where you are right now.
If I can share a little bit about our company, it's a 14-year-old company, debt-free, which is important, technology-driven, and based in Atlanta, Georgia. One thing that I like is we have generated over $450 million in cash flow back to its partners. So not only do you get the education, but we also offer the opportunity for a business opportunity for individuals who may be interested in that as well. So, but the main thing is our income shifting membership, which again, when you learn how your money works and how it should work for you, you want to have positive cash flow.
Speaking of cash flow, a lot of people are familiar with investments and things like that. Talk a little bit about some of the common tools and resources that you suggest for getting better cash flow in your life.
Okay. Well, as I said, in our actual product, for getting better cash flow, you need to understand how your taxes work, because that is a huge part of most people who are working, and I say a W-2, which is a wage earner, and then you have your 1099, which is an investor, which is a business owner, and then you have your 1098, which is an investor. So the the W-2, which is for the average person who has a job, they have a certain amount of money taken from their taxes based on their checks. So your first goal is to try to minimize your taxes. Now, we teach tax minimization, not tax evasion, which means, which is important. People think that, you can get around paying, you need to pay taxes, but you need to minimize your taxes. And you do that through correcting your tax withholdings. Because as a wage earner, the first thing you do is you fill out a W-4 when you get a job, and you tell your employer how much to take out to give to the government. And
say, for example, I just got a new job. I'm in HR. I'm filling out all my paperwork. And on my W-4, I have 5 exemptions. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Okay.
And there is ways and information for you to correctly know exactly how to fill that out. Because on the average, when a person gets the job, they don't understand the W-4. They may or may not read it, and they just may fill out what they think they want to fill out, but it may be incorrect. The IRS also says you need to review that W-4 every year in case your life changes or situations change in your life. You have a baby, you get married, you get promoted, or things of that nature. So you want to kind of keep track of what type of exemptions, as you mentioned, are coming out. Because if you don't, you may have too much. So as we teach this, on the average, you can get back $200 to $500 back into your monthly check.
That cash flow.
That's positive cash flow, and that's one of the things that we do teach. When it comes to correcting your taxes, you need to know how much you need to take out or not. So
I can just imagine how many people out there have the wrong exemptions. Now, let me give you a scenario. Say, going back to the example, I just started a job and I have 5 exemptions. Now, when I fill out that paperwork, there's 5 people in my house. Would that be correct? Or is there something that you guys teach us?
Yeah, well, we go through the actual W-4 form that we have on our website that is IRS put out. IRS put out publications. They put out forms, new forms every year. We have all the new forms that come out, but as an individual that is going to fill out this, and you have 5 exemptions, well, it could vary. You could have a spouse, children, or you could have a dependent parent or someone who may be disabled that you have guardianship over. So each individual will have different exemption and different reasons for those type of exemptions.
Okay. So 5 physical bodies in your household, including yourself. doesn't actually translate to 5 exemptions on your W-4.
Exactly. They could vary in different ways,
Okay.
Because every situation is different from each person. So, again, like I said, you could have a dependent person in your home, which you can claim as a dependent, but you would also claim as head of household. Again, I am not a tax professional. I'm not a tax expert. I'm not a financial advisor, but I teach financial education.
Right, and empowerment.
And empowerment.
Right.
And the empowerment is for people to act. So, you get the information. A lot of times we get the information, but we don't act. So the empowerment is you need to act on the information that you get to benefit you.
Okay, now another tool that you use in the income shifting model is we just mentioned correcting your tax withholding, minimizing their taxes. You spoke a little bit about that. Now let's talk a little bit about generating business income.
Okay. Well, again, as I spoke about the income shifting membership, it also will allow you to become a business owner with our program, which will allow you to share the membership with other people. As I share with you now, I can share this information and share a membership. If someone decides to take advantage of the opportunity to become a business owner, then you would be compensated through our compensation plan that we have.
Okay.
And so with that being said, you can generate
business income.
Right.
Okay.
And to generate that business income will allow you to also eliminate some debt and help you better your cash flow. So you want to ultimately have positive cash flow.
And that website that you mentioned earlier, can you use that as your business as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, that is part of your business. Your website is part of your business. We also have, in that membership, we have what is called a cash flow manager app, which will allow you to track your income, your expenses, your record keeping, your tax record keeping, and your mileage. So as a business owner, you have documentation when it comes to filing your taxes.
Okay. Interesting. You also talk a little bit about minimizing expenses, and all of these items will definitely help you get that cash flow going, like we mentioned earlier. Now let's talk a little bit about, we talked about how taxes can help the cash flow. Let's talk about some investments in IRA, stocks and bonds and things like that, that'll also help get some money coming through the house.
Right. Well, what we say is once you get your positive cash flow, because remember, if you have a lot of debt, that will keep you from actually being able to invest. So you want to eliminate your debt before you start to look to invest. Now, you can do both.
That's good advice.
Yeah, you can do both, but how much will you have if your debt was zero? So the key is try to get your debt down as low as possible or eliminate it altogether. So just imagine most people have a certain amount of debt. If they look at their debt and it's zero, then they have a lot more to invest. And what we do is we teach you terminologies and information on how to invest. So we don't have the products to sell, or we just share with you the classes that we have for investing, for different types of investment that you can choose, whichever one you choose. When you go to make an investment, you will have the information you need to make a wise decision when it comes to investing. So, for example, if I wanted to get some stock, well, I would know the terminology to go and apply for certain stocks that I want, because anybody can purchase an investment, or they can purchase some stocks, bonds, but to know the actual terminology and what it is that you're actually buying, it's almost like with our credit program. we have a DIY credit program where you can learn how to do your own credit. Or you can go and have someone else do it. They may do it for you, but you won't know exactly what they've done.
Right.
You just know that your credit may be improved.
Right.
So, in credit, the credit industry last year was $3 billion. So people are getting their credit done, but they don't know exactly what's being done.
What was done.
Exactly. In the same way with your investments. You can get investments, but you want to know exactly how these investments are working for you.
Right.
So that's the terminology and the information that we share.
Right. And when you mention financial empowerment, that's A1, right? That is exactly what that is when you are sharing this terminology and teaching people the difference between a preferred stock and a basic stock. That is empowering them to make a better decision on their investments. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, what would you say is the number one issue that people have when they come to seek your services at MyEcon?
Well, I think it's kind of like, it's too hard to believe that I'm getting this information and I'm getting this opportunity. There's something is just it's strange because it's not to me it's basically one of a kind situation where you can get education and also have an opportunity for a business income. So when people are coming to this, we ask them to look at it, review it, and see if this is for you. Because, when we share information, it's basically free when I'm sharing it with you, but you can also take advantage of it even more when you become part of it. So to me, it's a little hard for people to kind of grasp that this is actually available for them like this.
I can see that because this business model that you guys have at MyEcon is I've never ever heard of such a company that want you to grow and learn in your situation, because most companies will take a fee or you pay every month to get your credit corrected, or you're paying some kind of something
That's true.
each month for you to get that credit score together so you can buy that house.
That is
But
true.
as far as this business model, getting your own website, sharing the terminology, that's new.
Well, MyEcon's vision is to help people obtain personal financial success. And that means that we're not at a low price. So we're not only helping you understand, but we're also giving you an opportunity as well. So
Right, and that's awesome. All right, now, being part of MyEcon, you also started your own business. Talk a little bit about Larco.
Well, Larco comes from me and my wife. When I was in real estate, we had an appraisal company, and L.A., her name is Lagina, so it starts with L-A-G-E-N-A, and then Mark, so we put L-A and R-K together, so that came with Lark. Our last name is Courtney, so we use C-O, so Larco is what we use. And so we carried that over. When I left real estate, I started to do internet marketing, so I still use the name. And now that I was introduced to MyEcon, I still use Larco as our personal business name. So Larco MyEcon. MyEcon is our parent company, but Larco is what we use. So that is always going to be what we use, because me and my wife are partnered in MyEcon together. We were partnered in real estate. So, even as a veteran, you can have someone help you, partner, spouse, or someone could partner up and do a business like this.
Awesome.
So,
and like I said, my show this is the third week now that I'm doing financial literacy and education and empowerment with my audience. Talk a little bit about how veterans can benefit from this business venture, as well as any financial tools and information that you had. Last week we talked about mortgages and real estate investing, buying multi-unit property, owner-occupied, getting some cash flow in. Can you share with us some other tools that could be useful to people in general? Veterans get a lot of benefits that, but...
Well, in the veterans, like we spoke about, some have disabilities where they have they're receiving disability compensation for that, and then some of them are working jobs. So the education can help them understand the monies that are coming in, because it's most important for them to know how much money they can keep. The goal from our concept is cash, asset, cash, which means when your cash come in, you have to create an asset between real estate or business or stocks or something to generate more cash, because you may always have some money coming in, but you want to have a positive cash flow, because inflation is always going to affect our money. So we want to create a positive cash flow. And for veterans, they have the opportunity to learn more about their monies in this way, and also if they choose, they could also have a business opportunity to create more cash flow. But to understand their money, which is very important for almost everybody needs to know where their money's going. We say if you don't have track of your money, somebody else will have track of your money. So it's important for you to know how your money's coming in and how your money's going out.
I agree with that. And at my econ, you guys also have an investment strategy that you share with clients. What are those items? CDs, stocks, bonds, IRAs?
Well, yeah, we cover every area of, as you just mentioned, all those areas: CDs, stocks, bonds, even real estate, annuities. All this information is available in our system, as far as you learning how to go about, because everyone may have a different avenue that they want to go to. So say you're particularly looking at stocks. Well, there's a whole lot of different type of stocks. There's municipal bonds, and there's different types of investments. So each one could be geared to you based on your preference.
Okay, so what would you say is the average time for a new client to learn about these financial products and services through the education and empowerment you guys provide?
Well, if you choose to be a partner, once you get to be a partner, you get all the information available. And so we have what is called a quick start training, where we will train you the information from the beginning. And then as you go through the training, you will be able to look at some of the other items that we have that is helping you to learn how your money works. Our goal is to get you to have your retirement set up in your future. So, a lot of people are having challenges today, and they're not able to look at how to get to their retirement, and we show them ways of how to do that. Because eventually we all want to stop working or doing something that we prefer not to do, and we need some type of investment to support us when we're not no longer working or doing whatever it is that we generate income from. And
it seems like I'm not a financial advisor either, but when you have debt, that blocks a lot of progress of getting you cash flow, allow you the discretionary income to invest, and just really takes money out of the household, et cetera, when you have a lot of debt.
Yes.
So that's probably one of the main things you want to knock out first, is that debt.
That's right. And credit is also up there is important, because with a low credit score, you are charged more in in interest
rate
and
everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So and it hurts you in different areas.
It does.
Not only that, but even in insurance, when you go to look at insurance, that could affect you as well based on your credit, along with job opportunities. So credit, debt is definitely up there first, but credit is right behind that. And we also want to teach you how to get that credit the way it should be. We want everyone to have great credit. If you ask the average person what their credit score is, most people don't know their credit scores.
Right.
But they know if they got some debt or they got some challenges out there.
Right.
But they just still need to know where they are with their credit as well.
All right. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we have, and I know people in the audience have also have heard about debt consolidation and getting your credit score raised up through various organizations and companies. And as I mentioned earlier, this business model that you guys have in MyEcon is like, wow, you get your own website, your opportunity to join the business and become your own business person to get that cash flow coming in. So I want to ask you if you have any other revelations in the business model of financial education and empowerment at MyEcon that people don't know about to help them raise that credit score.
Well, again, I always kind of stress our program, which is called, the program is called Smart Credit System, which we have videos that teach you exactly what you need to do, and we have what we call dispute letters on how to dispute certain claims on your credit. And these are the ways that you will be able to improve your credit. Okay. Even if you're still paying your debt off slowly, you still need to look at if there's something on your credit that may be an error or that may not be something that is yours, or that something is incorrect. So these are some of the things you have to dispute, because when you do this, in time, you will see your credit score go up. And the key is to get your credit score up.
Right.
And the only way you do that is you look at your credit score, your credit report, to make sure everything is correct. And then if everything is correct, there is also information to show you how to build your credit score up even more. So, there's points that you can get in your credit score to raise your credit score up.
Even if you haven't paid that creditor?
Well, yeah. Even if you have some issues, you still have to deal with those issues you have, but there are also opportunities for you to get in some increase in your points. But again, that's based on each individual. So say someone has some collections and they can't get around the collections. They have to take care of those collections. But as they take care of those collections, they also can open up some opportunities to increase their points. And I don't want to get into particular ones because, again, that's not my expertise, but there are ways that you can do this. Okay. And it's information that is available for you. The internet has tons and tons of information. Yeah. People don't really know how to search for it, but we have a program to share a lot of information within our smart credit system. For that, and that's part of the membership. So that's not additional. But as a business owner, and I could, we have what we call key products, which are our smart credit system, our cashback mall, which in our website we have a cashback mall with over 1,000 stores. And millions of products in these stores, which are name brand stores. We also have roadside assistant. That's within the membership. We have what we call teas, and we also have nutritional products, which are also in the website, which is part of your membership. Okay. So these are key products that we have as well.
All right. Well, MyEcon definitely sounds like a company that I hope everyone out there, veterans and their families, take a visit to the website, and that website is?
The website is, my personal website on the business is larco.org. myecon.net. They also can go to.
Could you put that up, LaRon? Thank you,
They
sir.
also can go to incomeshifting.com to get more information about myecon and the products and information that we have on our site there as well. They can reach me on my email at larco2 gmail.
Could you put that up as well, LaRon? Thank you.
So, and also they can call at 317-557-2622. Leave a message or a text at that number as well.
All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share about MyEcon or Larco?
Well, being my personal experience and testimony with being with MyEcon, me and my wife, we did get introduced to it, and when we did, we went through the strategies and took the principles. We were able to go in, change our W-2s, W-4s, and we got back $700 back into our household a month. We were able
just
to
off the exemptions?
Yes, and we're able to eliminate about 5 different debt that we were wanting to get out of the way. We still have a couple more that we're trying to get, and we also were able to invest. We opened up some stocks and got some stocks because we freed up some money. And with the business side, it also has helped us increase our cash flow to make it positive. So for me personally, I thought it was, when I first heard it, I thought like a lot of people, I'm like, wait a minute. So I took a look at it, and after I was able to do all the things I was doing, I had my own personal testimony. So for me, it was a win-win. With MyEcon, I think it's open to anybody at any level, any status. So there's, even for veterans, there's no limits on your opportunity because there's an open playing field. You don't have to qualify for this, you don't have to qualify for that, but it caters to you personally because MyEcon believes in helping you with your personal economy. And it has definitely helped me and my wife and my household bring more money back into our household and our family. And
like you said, it's the learning curve is up to you. The more you put into it, the more time you put into it, the quicker you will learn to use the resources and make them apply to you and your current situation. I like that name, MyEcon, because it's my economy that I'm dealing with in the household. My debt, my expenses, my cash flow, my investments, and all of those things definitely have an effect on the economy as well as the economy in your household. The cash flow is important to doing other things like Mr. Courtney just said, investing, and putting money in your pocket or whatever. Anything's better than nothing, and anything additional is better than where you currently are. Right, because we also talk about legacy. We want to leave a legacy. Exactly. So you can't do it if you're negative. You can't do it if you're positive. So we want to make sure that that's out there, that you definitely want to leave a legacy for the next generation. Exactly. And, we also can teach this to our children. This financial education information I teach to my nephew and nieces so that they have a better chance when they get up, because at our age sometimes we don't learn about financial information until you get older. But if it was taught to you at a young age from 8, 9, 10, 12, then you will have a better chance of understanding what you're going to be looking at. Even with student loans alone, between student loans, that's a debt that the average student, college student has. When you ask a college student, are you debt free from your student loan? 90% are going to say, no, I'm not debt free from my student loan. Right. So. And that student loan is definitely a thorn in your side, especially when you get your first career position after school and you have to pay that rent, that car payment, depending on where you live. You might have to pay for parking, and then that student loan comes in at $300 or $400 a month. It could be devastating. Yes. All right, Mr. Courtney, I know you got to get out of here. It's 3 o'clock. We got a little late start today, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to be ending the show a little bit short than an hour, but Mr. Courtney has another engagement. I thank you for coming in to the Veterans Community Hour on JHM Radio.
You're welcome. I take it as a blessing. God gives us blessings, and I believe this is one of them.
All right. Well, thank you very much for those kind words. Now, again, Mark Courtney, entrepreneur, business owner with Larco larco.myecon.net, and a businessman, entrepreneur, and an employee of MyEcon. His phone number is 317-557-2622, and you can call him and get information on the financial education and empowerment his company offers, and you can also participate in that income shifting program and the income shifting membership. All right, so make sure you call Mr. Courtney if you have any questions. Also, you can hit me up on my email, cliffycliff1@yahoo.com, if you have any questions or comments about the show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, see you next week. And next week, the Veterans Community Hour, we're going to be talking about some of the things going on in the military. Today, an announcement was made that the Secretary of the Navy has resigned. Then, like I said last week on the 22nd show, I'm going to be talking about how retirees are still being court-martialed. Okay, so stay tuned. See y'all next week. Have a good one.